A reader lives 1,000 lives. The one who doesn't read lives only one. John R. Martin. Reading gives us a place to go when we have to stay where we are. Mason Coley. So hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Sision Mercy. Karibu sana. So today I was supposed to do a book review, but this week was so hectic for me. I didn't get time to read the books, like thoroughly read them. I think I just went through the book, but I didn't get time to do the analytic reading of the book. So I can do review for a book that I'm yet to get all the content straight. So I'm so excited, by the way. There are books that some of you suggested for me, and they finally here. I finally got them. So there is The Secret. It's a very good book. I've started reading it, and there is the subtle art of not giving a fuck. So you tell me which one should I start with. I'm so excited. I have a lot of books that I've already read, but I'm excited for these ones because, okay, they are new babies for me. So I told myself, why not share about how I read these books? Because some of you have been asking me, how do you read? Some people, most of my friends are telling me they want to develop a reading culture, and they ask me how I go about it. So I thought, why not share with my friends, with my audience today, how I read a book, for that person who wants to start reading, how they should go about. So the first thing you should understand is reading is not a gift of the Holy Spirit. It's a habit you cultivate. Anyone can start reading. It all depends on you. It's not a gift. It's not something that someone is good at and you're not good at. It's something you cultivate. It's a habit. It's a habit you adapt. So start reading. There is no excuse. You cannot say I'm not gifted. No, you're the only person who can determine that. Is it something you want to do? You really want to start doing? Then start. And the second thing you need to know is that you need to understand what your taste is. I find that most people, the reason why they can't complete a book, or the reason why they tell me that whenever I start, I can't finish a book, is because you're trying to read something that is not what you like. Everyone has preference. What is your preference? What do I mean? There are two types of genres of books. There is a fictional book and there is a non-fictional. I'm going to try to be so basic. The fictional one is these are the storytelling books. These are the books that are like story books, the ones for children. And most of these fictional books, they involve a certain storyline that the writer creates. It's the writer who is inventing these stories. Though at some point there are some fictional books that are true to some point, but most of the things are fabricated. And then there is the non-fictional one. These are the ones with true stories, the biographies, the history books, the books like the religious books, self-help books. So you need to identify first, what is your preference? What is your taste? Do I like story books, like set books, or do I like these non-fictional books? The third most important thing is how to buy the book. Okay, now you already know what your taste is, and the next thing you need to know is how to buy it, or what kind of book to buy, or how to choose the best book to read. First, you need to know what do you prefer. Do you prefer the paper book or the e-book? There are books that are you buy and you read online, like you read through your phone, your gadgets, your device. And then there is a paper book. For me, the paper book now is the hard book, the actual book now. And for me, I prefer reading the actual book because I like repeating, and if I like something, or if I don't understand something, going back, highlighting, writing down on the notes on the same book, so that each time I go back to the same book, I can see what I wrote. Okay, I know there are a lot of ways you can also highlight using the ebook, but that is my preference. So before you buy a book, you first need to know which kind of book you think you'd enjoy reading. Is this the paper book or the ebook? And then now you need to search on what kinds of books. Now you already know that either you like the story books or you like the self-help books or the history books. Now you need to before you go to that shop, you need to have some what do I say? Someone must have told you there is this book you need to read. But now because you're starting and there is no that someone to tell you now go find this book, just go to the internet, search. Go to Google, search the best book on this topic. Okay, go to Google and you search also on the best motivational books, the best tools, so that when you go to the shop, you go with a shopping list. When you go to the bookshop, you go with the shopping list. You go knowing what you want. So, how do you begin to read a book, or how do you read a book? For that person who is just beginning to teach themselves or to cultivate the habit of reading a book, it's not easy to go through a whole book, a big book. And the first trick I would give is start with the small books. Don't buy a book that has like 500 plus pages, 1000 pages, and you expect not to encounter mental blocks on reading the same book. So the first trick is just try and find a simple book, a small book that is easy to read. Secondly, we don't read everything that is in the book. You only read what is for you. You only read what you think works for you and applies for you. Just go to the contents. Yeah? You go to the content page, and then you go through and select. You highlight the points that you think you familiarize with or you are interested in. Start with those ones. So there are two kinds of there are ways you can read. There are many ways you can read a book, but I familiarize with two: inspectional reading and analytical reading. Inspectional reading is where you just go through the highlights, you peruse through the book and read the highlights, the subtopics, to get an idea of what the writer is talking about. And then there is analytical reading where now you dive down into the book and do a thorough reading of the book. But I always advise, my trick is always, the first thing I do is first I read the back cover of the book. And the moment I read the back cover of the book, I get an idea somehow of what the book is all about. And after reading the back cover, I do the inspectional reading. I just go through and open and look through and see the subtopics and see the highlighted points, and just so that I get excited to getting down to business and read the book. And the next thing, I go through the table of content. Now that is where I begin to read the book. I look into the table of content. I search for whatever that I feel like really I familiarize with or is what I'm really interested in, and start with those. I don't have to read a book page by page at first. The first time, so that I unblock my mind, I highlight the chapters or the points in the book, the contents, the part of the contents where I think I like. So go to the table of contents, identify the chapters or the points you think will make you excited or will unblock your mind. Start with those ones. Go through them. Read this chapter, read them regardless. Don't go page by page. Just read them, even the highlights. And then now, after you've gone through that, you can repeat the book again and go through the book page by page. That is, if you like. But most of the time, you find that for you to have gone to the shop and bought a book, it's because there were definitely not every word captivated you, but you'll find that by the time you do the inspectional reading, you'll have gotten what you bought the book for. I think you'll have gotten the points, as in whatever you wanted to get from the book, because you've gone through the table of contents and you've read through and you've read the chapters that you felt you familiarized with. So I think most of my friends, the reason why they stop reading the moment, I think they try to read page by page, and then they come across a topic or a subject that they're not familiar with, that is boring for them, and they stop reading from there. So you don't have to read everything. You don't have to read everything. When the writer is writing this book, he's definitely not writing to you alone. So he's not going to cover everything that you're familiarized with. So pick the points that you're familiarized with. Pick the points that are interesting to you. Start with those ones. And then now you can go back and read the whole book. So I think that is enough for today. I have just mentioned but a few things, and I hope I've helped someone. You can start reading a book today. It's a very healthy habit. For me, it's like, and it's addictive. I find myself that each time I go to a supermarket, each time I see a bookshop, I have to go through, like sometimes I even break the bank and buy a book that I didn't plan to buy. So it's a good habit. It's as addictive as TV, as social media, but it's now the healthy option. So that is what I would say. Thank you so much for taking time to watch my video. I hope it was helpful. And I think I'm planning to do another video this week, because I don't feel like I've done it today. Okay, I don't feel like I've done the video that I plan to do. Though I'm also planning to be posting 2 times a week. I'm just praying God to give me the energy, to give me the content, so that I can post 2 times a week and grow. So thank you so much for your time. Please subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. Remember to hit that like button, comment down there, and hit on that bell. There is a bell right next to the subscribe button, so that each time I post a video, you get a notification and you don't miss out. Thank you so much. See you this week, not next Monday. I'm going to post this week. Thank you so much. God bless you.